Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Pop Anime Comics here from PopAnimeComics.com and the Pop Anime Comics Lounge podcast, where I interview voice actors, comic writers, artists, cosplayers, and professional wrestlers. And yes, this is Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 51, Thunder Spears review, big ideas, breakdown, having a conversation about the episode. And really, these videos are meant to be a supplement to what I already do, which is a panel called Exploring Dystopia through Attack on Titan, The Walking Dead, and Fahrenheit 451. Because when I do that panel, I have 50 minutes. Everybody's at a different place in those three works. I break down The Walking Dead on my website every single month, and I'm breaking down Attack on Titan here every single episode that I can get my hands on each and every week to be a supplement so that when you go see that panel, you can have more information. I've been doing it for a while. So to get into this episode, and really, I think the big takeaway is that there's a lot of strategy going on. So we find out that there is another intelligent Titan. His name, if you read the manga, we're not going to get into that. I don't want to be a spoiler person here, but that's how they were sort of scouted out, and he's carrying luggage. And so he's like a quad 4-person crawling Titan, and we're going to find out more about him eventually, probably in Season 3, or Season 4, I should say, excuse me. But what's going on is that Erwin points out that, well, these Titans are there to really cage in the Survey Corps, and how the Beast Titan's kind of the head, and how their entire strategy is to really go deploy miniature Titans, 3-4 meter Titans, to slowly exhaust and destroy the Survey Corps, kill their horses, and then eventually, till they're unable to move because they're humans, and then simply kill them all and take Eren back to wherever they're from. And so that's kind of a big thing that's going on, where there is a lot of strategy put into this. And I think that's something that we now have to realize, is that this has gone from just being a simple fight, showdown, to both sides have now really put forth their best commanders to go up against one another. And we have the Beast Titan on one side, and we have Erwin, Armin, and a few others going against the other side. And so I think we're getting an ultimate strategy showdown. And I think that's something that this does really nicely in Attack on Titan, where we are getting those complex military positions. We are getting those complex strategies. And I like that. And there's a lot of inside baseball and a lot of things that are occurring, a lot of intelligent stuff that comes out. I mean, the episode is called Thunder Spears because Eren and Reiner are now fighting. And just as an aside, I mean, Eren looks like Seth Rollins and Reiner is Brock Lesnar. And that has been confirmed. So I don't know, but WrestleMania about a month ago, it looks like the showdown in this episode. Just as an aside, which I think is humorous because the fight scene between those two, and this is why I say it, is it does look a little bit like wrestling. You know, he's kind of got him in a guillotine and kind of tossing him, and while we're not going to Suplex City in this episode, he kind of takes his arm and throws him around, and it's a little bit like wrestling, this fight between the two of them, as Eren and Reiner are going at it with each other. And that's what is starting to happen, and there's a plan where they're using Eren as bait to draw away from the horses to protect that. And that opens up an opportunity with the whole purpose of this situation to use this new technology of Thunder Spears, which has the equivalent of almost lightning in a bottle type explosion. And that's the whole point of Eren versus Reiner, because that's what the Survey Corps is doing. And so that's really where this military strategy comes into place, is that they have a new weapon specifically designed to take out the Armored Titan because their blades are useless against it. And so then with Eren opening up the opportunity to use it, particularly in Reiner's Armored Titan form's eyes, which looks awfully painful. And I must say that the animation, the fact that there was like those drops of blood coming out, really cool before the explosion and how it pierced. Really cool, actually. Really nice animation on that point. But it explodes in his eyes. Then they throw it in there the second time. You know, a bunch of them, all of Reiner's friends, throw it in. Picks apart some of the armor on him. And then they're all hesitating saying, weren't we ready to do this, and Hanji basically orders another round, and there's that hesitation, and that I think really captures what's going on, and then they go throw it back in for a second round, knowing full well that they're inching closer and closer to killing, and now we're stepping away from this idea that, okay, we still view, because they're hesitating, and Sasha and a bunch of other people, Coney, Mikasa, a few others, are really hesitating to throw it back in again, because they're like, but Rainer was sort of our friend. We went through 3 years of Survey Corps training. We went through the academy together. We've known this person, and while we recognize that they're our enemy, we don't know if we can kill them. And then they throw the second Thunder Spears in there with the intention to kill. And it's the same thing with Bertenholt, who wasn't really in this episode, but we get to that point where I think that's something that is really fascinating and shows that things have changed in Attack on Titan. I mean, going from season 2, the ending, to this, things have significantly changed where enemies have been realigned, and there is this hesitation and this question and saying, how far can we kill somebody that we've known for so long? And these are really complicated questions where, it is that idea that maybe it's easy to kill a Titan. Maybe it's easy to kill another human being that's a complete stranger. But is it easy to kill somebody you've known, who you've been in the trenches with, who you consider to be family, possibly a brother, in the sense of an extended family position? And I think that's what really happens in that hesitation. And I think that's something that's really, really cool about this episode, is that it asks that question. And maybe there's only like 15 seconds of clips on that particular point, but it's really at a crucial moment of throwing those Thunder Spears in there for the second round, knowing full well that there is an intent to kill now. That before all this, there was the idea of the discussion of it, but there was never the opportunity. And the saying is, actions speak louder than words. So the words were spoken about, we now have to do this. And really going back from the second season when they tried to kidnap Eren, now there's the intent and there's the action to do so. And I think that is so crucial with Rainer and all of his friends and everything that has occurred within Attack on Titan, is that now we have action coming out of this group with the intent to kill. And I think that is so important and such a big step for this anime and everything that this anime has pushed forward. So I think that is really the massive big idea here, where now this group is biting back. And that they are now, this is an offensive mode. I should say, not mode. It's an offensive mode. And it's making a statement. And it's making a statement, and if we look at the development of countries and other things, having the capability of first strike or responsive aggressive strike, is something that really establishes a nation. And we can make the argument in this case that this is the establishment of this island and this nation, and really they're taking back what's theirs, and they now have military capability that actually is an offensive striking capability rather than a reactionary force / defensive force. And I think that is, if we look at the big ideas and big pictures here, I think that's something that is massive. And this is a massive step, especially, just to not go beyond and not spoil anything, but Attack on Titan going forward is becoming geopolitical. This before, it was very much a local, maybe, statewide situation to equate it to. Now it's becoming a geopolitical show. And there are things that are going to be coming down in the next few episodes, as well as other things. These Titans, Rainer, Bertenholt, the Beast Titan, that other Titan who we don't know his name yet, if you haven't read the manga, and not to spoil anything, but they are a foreign threat. So this show has become a geopolitical show, and this is really the initial steps and baby steps of that and everything that's occurring. I think that this is the big takeaway, and I think that's really come out of this. And so that is how I view it as somebody who's into politics. And obviously, I speak about this, and I know a lot about it, and I have my presentation, and it's very similar to The Walking Dead in this regard as well. And I've been writing about The Walking Dead for about 50 issues, been covering the last 50 issues or so. And so it's very similar to that as well, where that show has not show, the comic book. The show is great too, but the comic book, I should say, has become very geopolitical in the last 30 issues. Very similar to what Attack on Titan is going past this arc, but I don't want to ruin anything for anybody who's just watching it episode by episode, because I don't want to be a spoiler. And that's not what this is about. This is about breaking down big ideas and really capturing what this is about and what is occurring and why it's occurring and who it is occurring with and what is going on. And that's the entire intent of this. Again, my last video, made the mistake, put episode 51, not my intention, honest to God mistake. I'm going to be the first to admit when I make a mistake. I admit that I make a mistake. But a lot of people didn't like what I was saying. And I got a lot of negative comments on it. And I just want to reiterate, and I've already stated this twice already, but I'm going to state it a third time, is that this is meant to be a supplement for everything that I've done, including, and that's what my articles are on my website for The Walking Dead. They are meant to be a supplement for my panel that I get to do once or twice a year, so that when people leave, they then have more information and they can digest that information at their leisure. And that's what this is all about. If you find that this is great and you don't need the panel or the Walking Dead articles, that's awesome too. But this is really meant for a specific group to be a supplement and to provide big ideas and break things down. And so if you're not looking for that and you're looking for just a free way how to watch the episode, that's not what I'm intending here. This is to have a very intelligent conversation about big ideas. And that's what I try to project each and every week when I break this down. I did it in the first part of season 3. I did it for a bunch of season 2. And I will continue to do it for this and a few other animes when they come out. I'm thinking about doing the same thing for My Hero Academia, because I have an entire thing about that when that comes back, I believe in October. But that's an aside. But that, I just wanted to clarify that. So that's my entire take, big ideas, what I pulled out of this episode. And I'm just going to run really quickly through my social. So please subscribe if you find value in this. If you think that this is worth talking about, feel free to share it. Feel free to comment down below. I love interactions. I love when people have a conversation. I don't just want to like or dislike. Tell me what you think. If you think I'm wrong, feel free to tell me. We could have a lovely conversation about it in the comment section down below. Or, hey, if you say I would like to debate you on this, I am down for that as well. You just legitimately have to find me on Twitter, which is @PopAnimeComics, and you could shoot me a DM. You could email me. You could check out my Facebook page and comment on there and hang out with me there. That's Pop Anime Comics on Facebook. My Instagram is Pop Anime Comics. I have a website. That's popanimecomics.com. I run a podcast called the Pop Anime Comics Lounge, as I stated at the front. Today is double episodes. Just throwing that out there. I got a bunch of other cool people. I think in a week I'm having Robbie Rist, voice of Choji. It's coming out, so that's next week. This episode, if you're a fan of Naruto and you want to find out more about him, definitely check that out. That's on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, you name it, you can find it. And I think that's everything that I got. And also, I don't have any ads here. I don't sell you anything. I have a pro wrestling t-shirt shop. I have an elf holding a steel chair with my logo. So if you want a cool shirt and you want to support what I do here and you find value in this, feel free to pick up a shirt. If you don't, you're not obligated to do anything. But I hope you enjoy the video, and I will see you next week as we talk more about Attack on Titan. And I can't wait to hear from everybody here on what they thought, and feel free to comment down below because I love having conversations about this. But I do have one rule. Stay within the episode or the last episode. Let's not jump ahead because everybody's watching this at a different speed. And some people read the manga, some people don't, some people are halfway through the manga. And so I don't want to ruin anything beyond this episode's positioning point. And that's the only rule with commenting. So keep that in mind, everybody. And I look forward to having a conversation about everything that's going on. And hopefully I won't get 20 dislikes. That's the goal. 19 would be a great dislike number instead, which is progress. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you next week.